Hello and welcome to Mara. Welcome to Sword and Key. I am Derek. I am typically your GM around here, but tonight I don't think I'm that. I think I'm on equal playing ground with my fellow player here, the very lovely Kaila, who I will have introduce herself momentarily. But welcome to Mara. This is a special one-shot on Sword and Key in the continuation of our October charity month for Patty Aware, which is an organization that supports the world's oceans. And as we all know, the ocean is a terrifying place, so it is appropriate for this month. But yes, you can support Patty Aware throughout this game, throughout all of our games, actually throughout the entirety of the month, and impact future games. This game doesn't have a lot of mechanics to it, so there's not really any incentives for tonight's game. There's really one thing we're going to do, and you can't really impact that. So yeah, and I'm wary of opening to the public to insert ideas into the concept of dreams and nightmares. That only feels like it could go wrong. So tonight we are going to explore the lies that we tell ourselves while we're awake, the truths that we hear in our nightmares, and the painful struggle that it is to sleep and get rest inside of our own minds. This is a pretty intense game. I want to start out by saying that Kaila and I are real life friends. We discussed this in real life. We discussed lines and veils. They were kind of based on friendship. Kaila gave me the caveat that we are friends, we know each other, and to not make her cry too much on this stream. But a lot of this is based on trust. Take care of yourself, because we will be talking about nightmares. A lot of this is going to be psychological, and the concept of self-doubt, of those little voices and memories that come to you as you're trying to go to sleep at night. A lot of us deal with that kind of stuff. Take care of yourself when it comes to this kind of a stream, because this is going to be maybe a heavier one. We're going to see. I've never played this before, so but I want you to feel safe regardless. So if you need to take a break, please do so. All that said, we'll still be using the safety rules that are typical here on Sword and Key. We still have our safety cards, and Kayla knows that she can message me at any time. So yes, we are safe. Make sure you are as well. All that said, Kaila, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Hi, hello, I'm Kaila. Use she, her pronouns. You usually know me here on Horizons Call, but Derek, I've been wanting to play this game for like 3 years now, and I presented it to Derek, and I was like, can we play, please? He was like, all right, cool, October. Like, sold. But yes, I do have my safety cards. I do know that anytime I can stop the stream. Same with Derek, same with all of you. You know where the X button is on your browsers. Please make sure that you are taking care of yourself first and foremost. While we enjoy your viewership, we do want you to prioritize your own mental health.
Absolutely. So let me read a little bit from Mar, because this is a very well-written game. It's a very brief game. It's not necessarily a one-pager, but it's close to it. Mara is a game for two people. It's about sleep, the weight of dreams, and the monster under your bed. The day is dying, and a long, harrowing night lies ahead. A restless, lonely stretch of hours where all the fears you keep at bay in daylight come crawling out of the dark. That terrible weight will settle in on your chest like lead and choke the breath out of you. How will you pass through the night? This is a game about fear and insomnia and the doubts that creep into your head at night when things wear thin and turn fragile. So Kaila and I are going to be playing two characters in this, respectively, one character each. Kaila is going to be playing the Sleeper. Not necessarily a name, unless she wants to give them one. Could be anybody. Could be you. I am going to be playing the Nightmare, or as the game also describes, the Beast. An entity that is not necessarily physical, but can manifest itself in a number of ways. None of them necessarily positive, but all of them very familiar. And my goal is to hunt the Sleeper, constantly baying at her heels until she can finally escape by the light of dawn. And my ultimate goal is to drag her into the shadows. that she can find no rest and that sleep is not the release that it should be from the stresses of life. Her goal is to not allow me to do that. There is a single mechanic in this game. It is the flip of a coin to decide as we pass through the phases of night. There are 7 phases in total, and as the coin is flipped, it determines whether that phase of the night is a dream, and it will give a prompt, or a nightmare, or it will also give a prompt, at which point we will play out that scene. We will play at least one night, depending on time. We might actually get to 2 and see where the story takes us. There is no necessary end to this. This is just to see where the story takes us. So to set the scene, as we begin with twilight, we have the sleeper. Sleep came easy to you once, or perhaps it never did. Perhaps your bed never felt like home. Did the heavy weight blankets ever comfort you, or were they always this weighed down with dread? Did the shadows always seem this deep? The quiet tick of your clock is unbearably loud, steady counterpoint to your arrhythmic pulse. You are tired, you want to rest, but there is a beast beneath your bed, and you can hear it hunger for you. Kaila, what is the sleeper doing for this evening as we prepare for twilight?
I think most of us, we all have nighttime routines. Some of us routines a little bit harder to pin down and keep to, but nevertheless we try. Sometimes it's nights doom scrolling on social media and news outlets, depending on what news is hitting the front pages at that time. Some nights it is playing video games and disassociating for hours until you can't sit at your computer any longer. Sometimes it's reading a book. Sometimes it's getting home and the weight of the day is so heavy that you strip off that day's load and crawl right into bed. I think tonight is one of those nights where everything is just too heavy. So straight to bed we go.
Indeed. I did want to do one more thing that I forgot earlier. This game is created by Anna Landon. You can follow them on Twitter at Anna, A-N-N-A, Landon, L-A-N-D-I-N. This was created through the Hot Horror Jam on itch.io, which was hosted by Sword and Flowers. So I definitely want to call them out, especially because we used official artwork, which is just phenomenal for this game. Okay, back into it. It is twilight. It is the last echoes of daylight. I have a coin. It is a weird nautical coin from our other game. So I have...
It's fitting. It's fine.
It is. I have an anchor on one side that feels like tails, and I have a ship on the other, weirdly enough, that feels like heads. Don't ask me why. Call it in the air.
Tails.
Or not. Tails? Okay.
Sorry. My brain glitched for a second.
You're okay. You're okay. It was heads. Unfortunately for you, the night is going to begin with a nightmare. To describe my character, night is a deep, dark, terrible thing, and it is mine. Sometimes the creaking sigh of bed springs is the growl of a fanged mouth, the call of a hungering belly. Curled and coiled, I lie beneath the bed, down in the dust and the dark, and listen to the skittering bird wing tremble of the sleepers, the heartbeat above me. Some shadows have teeth. The night is long, and one day I will swallow them whole. The prompt for the nightmare for twilight is, as the light dies and the shadows begin to creep across the floor, the beast, the nightmare, lies in wait. The night ahead is long, and the beast bides their time. You lie in bed. What's keeping you awake?
Tonight, the same thing that usually does. What decisions throughout this day could I have done better? What words could I have said that make things smooth over? How can I lead life where I leave less of a footprint, be less of a burden? The shadows that play at my bedroom window look more like monsters in trees. Every sound in my apartment sounds like someone walking instead of just the usual settling of floorboards. I feel
Walls in
like
your apartment building are so thin. I'm sorry, go ahead.
it's so thin. Voices that you're usually just carried from TVs sound like arguments. And fundamentally, I know that these things are just what they are. They are trees, they are the building settling. It is just someone's TV. But emotionally, I can't grasp that.
There's this gnawing at the back of your brain. These invisible claws that are digging their way in for purchase that tell you that if only you were better at your job, you'd be able to afford a better apartment. Maybe that yelling isn't the TV. Maybe it's your neighbors at it again. Is she safe over there? Is it something you should do? Is it something you did? Did you park in her parking spot again? Maybe you could move out of this place someday if you just were better. Maybe you're not safe here. Maybe the window isn't locked. The shadows cast, was that tree there before? Of course it was. The doubt is seeping in, and it's draining at the same time that it is anxiety-ridden. It's making your heart beat faster at the same time that it's making you yawn and just yearn for the sweet release of consciousness. Is there anything you're going to do to try to fight it off?
In that line of being almost able to slip into unconsciousness and not, I will reach over to my bedside table where the old reliable method of taking something to go to sleep.
What are you taking?
For the sake of my own lines and veils here, just over the counter, put me to night night sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
The water on my bedside table tastes strange. Maybe it's dirty. Maybe I've left it here too long. I always forget to take my cups downstairs. But
yeah, the
it does the
accumulation of
job.
glasses next to the rattle of pill bottles, the messy nightstand that you have.
It's so messy. It's just messy like the rest of my life. Messy like my closet, like my desk, like my car. Spaces to place things, but never enough want to put the things back where they belong. It matches my brain.
You get this weird sense memory of your mom telling you that she always thought that the sign of true wealth, of true elegance in a person's home was having enough space to set something down, to set down things that didn't have to be there, decorative things. And you look at your messy nightstand that can barely fit the lamp that's on it, your clock hanging off by a corner only hanging on, reading a time that's only getting later by the second. And you realize that you don't have one of those elegant, clean spaces. In spite of her? Maybe. Let's move on to the next stage of the night. This is nightfall. sun is fully down. The street lights outside are fully on. The cars going past are either passive or far too loud in the way that apartment buildings always have that one person that comes in too late that's blaring music or really needs to get their engine checked. Let's go ahead and flip a coin again. As the line is passing the gates of sleep, as you pass the gates of sleep, and that release finally comes. Heads or tails?
Tails.
It's heads again.
It's gonna be a long night.
I'm gonna flip
Apparently.
this. I'm gonna flip this again to make sure that I'm not like using a weighted coin. No, that one was tails. Okay. No, sorry, you're just unlucky.
It tracks. It's fine.
Darkness gathers, and the nightmare stirs. Shadows spill from every darkened corner and reach their grasping hands towards the slumbering heart. You have found sleep. But in that sleep, something has found you. Would you like to describe where you find yourself as the first stages of sleep bring you into a place of surreality?
I am on a dimly lit street, an old neighborhood where I grew up, in that pristine house that my mother always kept. It was almost more of a museum than an actual home. But the streets were well lit for the most part. Though, as time has gone on, the neighborhood has floundered a bit, so some of the streetlights are out. But it's a street that never seems to end, and as I keep walking, the houses repeat themselves. I try to look at the house numbers to see where I'm at, but it's not quite making sense. The numbers are all weird and strange.
As are the people. You see what your brain knows to be neighbors, and yet there are no facial features that you can determine. It's like your eyes can't focus on their faces. And you know that they don't want you here. And that walk towards that house that you don't want to even really be at, is far too long. At the same time, you find yourself standing in front of it, feet planted in the ground, looking up at that neatly trimmed lawn with colors that are so faded. Looking at that front door, knowing what's behind that front door. And you find yourself, for the first time in a very long time, not alone. There's something with you. You can hear it breathing over your shoulder. Not heavy, bestial breaths, but just you know you have to go in.
I peek behind me to see who's there. I assume finding nothing.
I actually leave that to you. If you would like to describe your nightmare, you may.
No, I think nothing is there for now. It's still early in the night.
Mm-hmm.
I look behind me to find an empty street, but I look down at myself to find the old busted Converse that I used to wear, that my mother hated, despised. I bought them with birthday money behind her back, and I wore them until they had holes in the bottoms and I could not wear them any longer. My jeans have Sharpie designs on them from whatever inside jokes or abstract design I had come up with that day in school. And there's torn holes in them. The bottoms are destroyed just from wearing them out. Old sweatshirt that's faded with my favorite band on it. Again, not music that she likes, but I like it.
You're again in your head. This is why I don't buy you new things. You just ruin them. This is why I get shoes from Walmart. They're affordable and you just wear right through them. Why would you do that to your pants? You know I have to do laundry later. Why would you make my job harder than it has to be? Do you know the sacrifices that I make to even buy those clothes in the first place? And you just go and put your little scribbles all over them? And you hear all of this from inside the house, not seeing who's saying it. It's being shouted. You can hear things being thrown. The door is still closed. The blinds are still drawn.
They're always closed. So the
Yeah.
neighbors can't see in. The only time they're open is when she is hosting parties.
You can't just stand out here all day.
I could.
You won't.
I won't. I will go and open the door and go into the house.
And as you have the thought to do it, you are inside already. What room do you find yourself in?
The entryway was always the most important part to any house that we had. There could never be any dirt from your shoes. You could not leave your jackets. God forbid anyone had their keys in plain sight. It was almost sterile, like the wing of a surgical suite in a hospital. You would never find any dust, any traces of humans being here. And that was the way that she liked.
You
I
have the
hated this
image of
part.
you have the image of a surgical suite flash in your mind for just a moment. You're standing there, but you're back in your house. And you remember all of these rules, all of these guidelines, all of these things that were meant for you, because that is what you were expected to do. You know your brother's home. None of those rules applied to him. You know, even though you didn't see it, his massive, how could he afford that truck is out front. You know it was a gift from her. But you also know that there's no way she could have afforded that on her own. She probably got a loan. She's probably got the family even more into debt. She's angry. She's in the kitchen. She's angry at you. What did you do this time?
Everything and nothing.
Must be a day of the week that ends in Y.
Everything in the sense that everything in her life is always my fault. Nothing in the sense of I don't do anything to meet her expectations. It is a vicious cycle that I have lived with my whole life. That has made me feel entirely too small for my own existence. And even smaller on days like this.
Is there a safe place in your house? A place you can go where she won't go, won't find you? Is your home safe?
I can try to hide in my room, but it doesn't do much. There are no boundaries. There is no knocking. There are no, I should phrase, there isn't a lock on my door.
You're lucky if you have a door. It's been taken off the hinges before.
And I slammed it one too many times. The consequences to my own actions, apparently.
And that
No.
voice again over your shoulder. Go on then. Run. Run like you always do. You won't stand up to her, and you never do. Go on and run. Hope she doesn't come find you.
And I will take my worn out Converse and start running.
Stairs are far too long for a two-story house. No, split level. And you run and you run. And it's like running through water. And there's something behind you, and it's chasing you now. And you feel that. You feel your heart beating faster and faster now. As we move on towards the stage of Hush. The long, quiet hours. Heads or tails?
Tails. Keep it consistent.
The feeling of being chased passes as you reach the door to your bedroom, and you feel that cool grip of your doorknob in your hand, and as you do, you find yourself in a dream. Long, slow breaths and the hush of heartbeats in a quiet room. Something like peace. What is your room like in this dream that it feels so safe? What has it done to shut out all of those shadows, and what is it that brings warmth to you to slow your heart rate?
When I go through my bedroom door, it's not my childhood home. It's not my room that I grew up in. It's the room of my first apartment, the first time I moved away from home. There was nothing extravagant. It was just a bed, a side table. Different than the one I have now. I have upgraded things in life now, but back then I kind of just took whatever I could, but it was fine because it was mine. It was my space. I had a door, it had a lock. I held a whole space outside of it that I could just exist in and not have to worry about someone coming behind me to point out my mistakes, point out my weaknesses. Albeit a little messy, but it's fine because it's mine. And it doesn't have to be a museum. Humans can live here. I can live here. I can be okay here.
There's a bowl by the door for your keys. You don't have to take your shoes off. There's not that much carpet in here to begin with, and you sweep pretty regularly.
The dust bunnies are my friends.
As passive aggressive as it might have been, your mother gave you a hand-me-down Roomba.
I've
Sure,
never
you gave it
plugged
some
it
sort
in.
of a, yeah, you probably gave it an adorable name though, because
Stanley sits in the corner with googly eyes collecting dust.
Mm-hmm. And that voice behind you. This is nice.
I made it myself.
All by yourself.
Mostly.
Who's that then? And across the room, you see the first partner you had after you had struck it out on your own.
I did say mostly.
They seem happy.
I think they were for a while.
Nothing truly great ever lasts.
So they say. But
Enjoy your time here. It's fleeting. What do you do to spend your time in your dream?
I put my phone in its docking station that is on the mantle that's sitting under the TV that is crookedly mounted, but it's fine because I did it myself.
Your brain tells your hand that you feel it click into place.
And I play my favorite songs. A little maybe too loud for my neighbor's preference, but it's only every once in a while. They can get used to it.
What neighbors? It's just you. You and whoever you want here. +1.
That's fun. I play the music as loud as it'll go. Maybe I can drown out the doubt, drown out the bad feelings, like I always do. Though sometimes the lyrics cut a little too close to home. But that's fine. That's what a skip button is for.
Like a montage of the happier times, it's mostly sensations. The song playing to a movie that you know has such a sad ending to it, and you always hope that you're going to skip that ending and just turn it off before you get there. You see, you feel hands being held, heavy handmade blankets thrown over two laps. There's a sensation of laughter. There's happiness, and maybe happiness for the first time that you truly felt happiness. It's tough being a kid that thinks that they've been happy only to find out that they've been wrong for so many years. Watching a comedy movie and laughing is not happiness, that's entertainment. But true sentimental warmth, comfort, the sensation of joy and contentment is something that took you a long time to find. But it's here. We are hitting the next stage of the night. Time is an odd thing as you sleep. And this moment that you wish could be the entire night, that you could wake up with a bittersweet smile on your face, you begin to feel it being pulled from your grasp, not knowing where you'll go next. In your bed, your hands clench just a little bit at your comforter. You get that sensation of falling just slightly. Let's find out if you catch yourself. As we hit midnight, the dead of night. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads. That sensation of falling doesn't end. as you fall deeper and deeper, like someone who will never land again and prays that they won't for as long as they've been falling. A landing surely cannot be a good thing. There's nothing around you. You're not even there. Or at least you can't see yourself in this utter darkness. The prompt for midnight. The beast slips its shackles and comes forth. Formless shadows given form. Fear made manifest. Dread heavy and choking, settling in the bone like lead. It's an eternity before you do land. And I say landing as if there was an end to the falling, a culmination, a terminal velocity that you hit. But in a moment, you are standing somewhere else. It's in your apartment still, but it's cold now. It's cold outside, and you know, sometimes layoffs happen. And heat is an expensive thing. It's early winter, you keep telling yourself. It's only snowed once. There's no reason. You have plenty of blankets and gloves and sweaters and hoodies, and you still have their hoodie. It still kind of smells like them. You know you weren't good enough for them.
I'm not good enough for a lot.
Aren't they married now? Did they find someone else that was better?
Something like that. I think they have a child on the way too. Maybe I should send them a gift? Maybe not. They probably don't want to hear from me.
That's if they remember you at all.
They probably remember everything that I did wrong. Everyone does.
Everyone does.
I do so much wrong. How could they not? I didn't do the dishes enough. I didn't fold the laundry the right way.
After they showed you so many times, why couldn't you learn to do it the right way?
I broke their favorite mug. Just trying to make breakfast one morning. I could never find a replacement, but apparently it was one of a kind. Made in, I don't know, whatever country they went to last.
They never took you, though. That's telling.
No, traveling's expensive. How could they spend money on me?
Broken mugs, broken trust.
Broken hearts. For one of us, anyway. Is it weird that I still keep 2 pillows on the bed? You can be honest with me, right? It's your job.
It is, and I am nothing if not. Weird? The weird thing is when you look over and hope that someone's going to be there. That's just sad.
But I am sad.
True.
There was always another thing wrong. Too sad for no reason. Worrying about the wrong things. Not being able to let go of the past. Why couldn't I just smile more? Why couldn't I just make my life better? It was my life. I could do that, right?
So many other people have. Why not you?
Why not?
What's
me?
that your uncle used to say all the time at Thanksgiving about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? The way that he did? Your generation's just so lazy.
Is that why I forget to eat some nights? Because I'm too lazy to peel myself off the couch? Or is it because I'm just too sad?
Honestly, it's because you don't value your own survival enough to even sustain yourself some days. That's not a generational thing, darling. That's just you.
So it is a me problem.
Always has been.
Always will be.
As much as I enjoy going on your sadness tour every single night, we've been here before. Care to go anywhere new?
Do you have anything in mind?
I thought you'd never ask. A hand, whether you see it or not, clawed and gnarled and horribly inhuman gestures for the door to your apartment.
I will follow.
And through that door, you find yourself standing in the airport, alone. Who are you waiting for? You're not going anywhere. We know that.
My childhood best friend decided to visit. She had always seemed to live a better life. More popular, less family issues, better school, better hobbies, better life. Even now, she's got her dream job and her dream city, while I am just taking whatever job I can. And so she visited me because I could not visit her. But it's almost felt like a forced visit. Like she felt like she needed to come check on me. I had kind of reclused after the disaster of a breakup. And she thought a visit might help. A visit in the same city that everything happened in, instead of a change of scenery. But it's fine. Maybe I'll show her my favorite coffee shop that is still sometimes too painful to go to on my own.
You think she's actually going to show up this time?
Maybe.
Bit hit and miss.
When you have disposable income, you can just buy plane tickets and not go.
Maybe this is the time that she forgot to text you that she wasn't coming until you had been waiting for an hour at the airport. That's one of my favorites.
It took me 45 minutes to get here, so I hope not. Traffic was awful, and gas is expensive. My car needs new oil, probably new tires. But everything
That's
costs
if it
money.
doesn't get towed in the first place.
Precisely.
Let's wait and see.
Do these things have a fast forward button, or are you gonna make me wait?
Waiting's part of it. Don't complain. It's
I only complain.
pitiful. Oh, she made it this time. Still, though, look at that force spile. This must be one of the later ones when she got so tired. It's only a 4-hour flight. You think that she could suck it up more, but flying Delta, I guess, doesn't have all the perks it used to. Oh, she's so disappointed in you. Do you think she's going to make fun of your car again? Do you think she's going to call you that nickname that you hate?
Probably. The
It's because
all of the above.
it's because she can't remember your name.
Which is weird because she has a cousin the same name.
Well, maybe the cousin's just more memorable then. No surprise.
None surprise.
And she comes walking up to you in this faded, stilted, kind of jolty memory that's combining all of these different times that she's done this. And you're holding a sign, you're not holding a sign, you've been waiting for an hour, it's only been 10 minutes. She's smiling, she's on the phone, she's listening to something. She puts up a finger for you to wait, as if you haven't been waiting already. And you know that she's just doesn't want to be here. She doesn't care. She doesn't want to hear about another breakup and go and drink your shit coffee. Do you know what kind of friends she has back in her dream city? The people that she's met there, the new circles that she's a part of. And she has to come back to this dump of an airport to get in your barely held together with duct tape car that you can't even afford the payments on, so that she can go back and sleep on your far too small futon for a week and try to piece the puzzle pieces of you back together. Actually, that's far too kind. The broken pieces of glass that make the mirror that you try to reflect people back at. You know she doesn't want to be here. And it sinks to the bottom of your gut, and it stays there, and you just want to just turn around, just go back, get back on the plane. You don't want to be here that badly, but you need the pity. You need someone to go, oh, poor you, because there's no one else.
She's the only one. All the new friends that I had made were their friends. So.
And then you had your coworkers, and then the layoff.
And working spare retail jobs, you just don't make friends. Everyone is fighting for hours and fighting for their lives, essentially. I hate working with teenagers because all they do is complain about having to work, when in reality they don't actually know what it's like having no other choice but to work. My friend doesn't understand that.
They're planning their Friday evenings at this minimum wage job that you just got a 10-cent raise for being at another year there. 10 cents. That's the value of 365 days of your life. 10 cents. The thought of money brings the thought of the last text on your phone from your brother, asking you for money.
I guess he ran Mom dry.
Well, and taking care of that many women's children it's not a cheap thing.
I at least had a stable job. He's never had one to begin with. But yet somehow he's still the favorite. Just because he was born a boy. I guess I looked too much like Mom before her life went to shit.
Camera's losing me because it's too dark in this room. Bear with me for 1 second. There we go. They're a well-illuminated nightmare. Do you think you're a better person for knowing the value of $1? Is that one of those nice things that you tell yourself?
It makes me worry more, but I don't think I'm better for it. It's more of a knowledge is power thing, but also sometimes ignorance is bliss. I
I suppose
know
you do realize the value of $1 when you only make a handful of them for an hour of your life.
precisely. I had to learn what the value was because if I didn't, I would. I don't know where I would be.
You'd be here over and over again, picking up someone who could afford a rental car, who doesn't want to ride in your car with the cans all over the floor of the passenger seat and the dirty ashtray, cup holder, whatever it is. You use it for neither.
I probably wouldn't have to buy bobby pins ever again if I actually cleaned my car.
Wonder how many are actually yours. And not just little memories left by all the people you'll never see again. Is that why you keep them?
Maybe. If I clean the things out, then that's essentially cleaning out memories.
Apparently you and your mother had a lot in common then, keeping little museums.
At least my museums have laughter and feelings, even if some of them are bad.
Well, I suppose we can't stay here forever. Let's find out what's next. We move into the Wolf Hour. Restless dreaming. Almost hit the mic, but I didn't. Heads or tails?
Tails.
We enter a dream. As the weight and stress of this public place with this impersonal person, this social anxiety that you carry with you every day just seems to melt like the film of an old movie strip tearing away. Find yourself somewhere better for a moment. These are lean, hungry hours where sleep wears thin. Eyes track scraps of dreams across the inside of sleeping eyelids, covers drawn close to hide the tired bones. Well, I guess I can't have all the fun. Enjoy your rest. As your body hits REM and we scan past almost a slideshow of pleasant memories, what do we see?
You see the first day at a new job. That is not retail. That is not hourly draining, soul draining physical labor. It is something that I love to do. It is helping people and teaching them things and making them better at their jobs to make their lives just a little bit easier. If I can make everyone's lives a little bit easier, I think the world might be a better place. And then there are new friends moving into a new apartment that doesn't have bad memories poisoned throughout the walls. New friends, new neighbors, new areas to go to, new art museums, a little
New
bit better
smiles.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
New car, thankfully.
New to you.
New to me. I was never one to buy anything brand new or not on sale, but maybe that's why I have a little bit of extra money now. I don't just blow it all to the wind. New friends led to new dates. Some of them terrible, laughable, really, really bad that you could post it on Reddit and get a lot of traction. I might have posted one or two on Reddit and they might have gotten a little traction. I didn't hear from them ever again, probably for the better. Some of them really good. Some of them had multiple dates, but sometimes they're just better off as friends. Except for one. Trauma seems to be strange in that way, though. But going slowly helps.
And there's sensations of plaid blankets and the scent of that cold fall air, the crunch of dead leaves, the taste of hot cider. It's nice.
For once.
You know you did, right? You did make the world a better place for a little bit.
Did I make the world a better place, or did I make my world a better place?
Are you sure there's a difference?
For selfish reasons, yes.
I can only be honest with you. I can't sit here and tell you that those smiles are fake. You know better than that.
I do.
It's not every
Fundamentally.
day. But you did. For a bit.
It's only ever for a bit. But it's always nice while it lasts. These are memories that I hoard. I don't clean things out. Though I did have to clean out that car when I sold it. And to be precise, I think there were 57 bobby pins thrown about the car, if I remember correctly.
This is your time. I think that memory of the dance you had at your friend's wedding is coming up. I'm gonna go drink some hot cider. Enjoy yourself. And your memory sways into that nice moment that you had at this fall wedding. It's the last time that you saw that friend from your childhood. She was at least kind enough to invite you to her wedding in her dream city, where she could afford both outdoor and indoor venue. The priest was funny. He actually made jokes. The dancing went well. She had a full band. Not even a cover band. And her husband had this sharp jaw and this clean suit, and all of his fraternity brothers lined up next to him, standing at the altar. And oh, he cried when he saw her, but you remember most is that dancing with your partner. The way you swayed each other into that night until your feet were sore. And you got to take out so many more bobby pins when you got in the car. Bras are a hell of a thing, but you looked great that night. And they told you so. And you felt that they were being honest. They weren't always honest when they said that. Not towards the end. But here, now, they were there 100%, 110.
See, there were good times.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking to me. Yes, there were good times. Sure, whatever. What do you want, like a sticker or something?
No. I don't need
that's
instant
shame.
gratification.
Oh, sure. So now we're lying to ourselves. Okay. Millennial, sure. Yeah, tell me you don't need the sticker on your paper that you got a B+ on. Sure. Fucking participation trophy bullshit.
Do you need a sticker?
I have stickers.
Okay.
I like this song. Should ask, has your nightmare physically manifested at all, or is this all voices around you?
You know those shadows that you see on the corners of your vision every now and then?
Yeah,
I feel
unfortunately.
I feel like that's where it's kind of been so far. Just almost there, but not quite.
Mm-hmm. I am nothing if not peripheral. Oh, that's a good name. It sounds Greek. Peripheral.
You're not Greek. I'm so
You liked
sorry.
Greek things, though. As a kid, you loved them. Mythology and whatnot, right?
Still do.
Perhaps I could be Morpheus.
No.
Yeah. Nyx. Who's the god of dreams? Do you remember? Or the god of nightmares? I'm sorry.
Kaila actually did know this at one point, and I do know.
I was gonna say, yeah. Hey, Derek did too. Don't worry, the nightmare can Google.
I'm scared to pronounce that.
Oh, it's that's right, because it's not necessarily a P, it's the phi symbol, so it's Ephialtes.
Yes. The nightmare can Google.
I only know what you know, so apparently you figured it out. I dig through the bins, the memory bins. There's a lot of porn in here. I don't judge.
Sometimes a girl gets lonely, okay?
I know.
You bookmark any ones that you find interesting?
Listen, it's not that kind of dream. You wish.
I don't, actually. I'm very tired.
Ready to move on then?
I think so. I
Wonderful.
have done playing this memory over and over and over.
We move into the penultimate stage of the night, the false dawn, the mirage. Heads or tails?
Tails?
We continue the dream. A faint light sketched on the horizon, which they spell with an S, which I find interesting. The promise of a night past, just barely out of reach. The ghost echo of morning. You're so deep in sleep at this point. Your body has actually, in the real world, finally relaxed into that Casper mattress that you got a discount code from a podcast for. And you've almost paid it off. I mean, they gave you 100 days free. That's nice, but at the same time, like, could we make beds a little cheaper? And your queen size bed that is far too big for just you, that you keep telling yourself, I'll get a dog or a cat, but all my hours, that's not fair to an animal. And it's weird to put lizards and birds in your bed.
But maybe a guinea pig.
You know what? That's a Kaila thing. That's character bleed right there. Your body's finally relaxed. You've hit REM. You've actually gotten just a modicum of rest. And your muscles have untensed. Your shoulders have unclenched themselves from that back-breaking angle that you find yourself in while you sleep. You stopped grinding your teeth for just a moment as the dentist keeps telling you to use your mouth guard. Where does the dream take you next, or would you just like to stay here?
I think sometimes staying in a place is fine.
I agree.
Staying to rest.
We could sit and have a picnic.
Is that what you want to do?
I want to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, now you don't have opinions on things.
I have your opinions. You just don't like yourself. That's not my fault.
I guess not.
No, we can talk about your favorite subject. You.
Did I mishear? Favorite? Are you thinking of the right word?
I'm sorry, do you know anything more about any other subject in the world besides yourself? Everybody is an expert on themselves.
I don't think that's quite true. But okay. I will entertain this idea.
Fantastic. I have no questions to ask. I know literally everything about you, so I don't know.
Well, what are we having on this picnic?
Well, I suppose this is your dream, so things you like? Ambivalence to whatever that might be. Fine, I suppose there's that one birthday cake that your mom actually got from Dairy Queen that one time. It was the first time that she actually remembered the day of and wasn't busy otherwise. You know it's tough. You shouldn't have been bored around a holiday.
Yeah. That's why I just don't celebrate anymore. They also stopped making that cake. I tried to go buy one like 2 years ago and they just don't have them anymore.
Yeah,
really
too many
bummed.
preservatives.
That's what they're worried about.
Honestly, you don't want to know why they discontinued that. You saw an article about it, just in passing. Not great.
The only thing I could get that day was a middle blizzard and I had to leave.
Middle blizzard.
So we have cake.
Why do you... A cake? There's some of that shit coffee that you like.
Look, it's not that bad. You just have to add a lot of milk and a lot of sugar.
Oh, you just have to do things to it to make it taste better. Sure.
Sometimes you just have to enjoy things that aren't meant to be enjoyed. I don't know where I was going with that.
Me either.
Maybe I'm just like shitty coffee.
It's because you don't think you're good enough for better coffee?
Maybe. Maybe I'm scared to try new coffees.
I'll tell you right now, the best part of waking up is not Folgers.
Oh no, that shit's disgusting.
Yes, you You buy the cheaper stuff. Like, don't stand on this hill. You're going to fall off.
Maybe I'm scared to try to improve my life. Maybe I find comfort in the bad things that I currently have. Ever think of that?
Yes. No. I don't know. Was that a new thought?
Maybe.
It takes me a second on the uptake. I'm not reading the teleprompter.
They gave you a teleprompter?
It's a figure of speech. I'm not real.
You feel real.
I am real. To you.
Shouldn't tell people about you, though. That might end poorly for me.
That depends. Have you finally gotten that therapist? No.
I have the list on my desk.
How many papers is it under at this point?
Approximately 7.
It's 9.
In a notebook.
You keep taking those sleeping pills. I'm going to keep coming back, and we're going to keep having these little guided tours, the back and forth. And I can keep doing this. I don't get tired. And there's going to come a night where I win.
Sure. Maybe. What happens if you win?
I don't know.
Do
Rather good for you.
Do I lose my mind already more than I already have? Do I get sadder? I'm already pretty low down there.
That's true. The stakes are incredibly low for you already.
I can almost trip over them.
I'll be perfectly honest. As I have to be. I don't want that to happen.
No, then you're out of a job.
Exactly.
Though I don't pay you, so.
And I don't do well with layoffs. I'm not going anywhere. And that's not true. You pay me plenty.
What do I pay you in?
Attention.
So what if I
It's
just started
why-
ignoring you?
You wouldn't.
I could.
Oh, and become more lonely? Good luck.
And get that pet fish.
Yes, that's not sad.
I could get several pet fish.
Ooh, do you remember that time that you were a kid and you thought you were Aquaman at the aquarium and you tried controlling the octopus to do something and it didn't? Oh, that was embarrassing. All the kids laughed at you. Sorry, we're not in a nightmare, but I had to. That was a good time.
While it was embarrassing then, someone will probably find it funny eventually. It's kind of funny. I tried again. You think I could grow a fin, become a mermaid?
Yeah, mermaid kids. There's a tier list. I believe you saw this on Reddit once. What was it? Horse girls, mermaid kids, mimes. Like, it's, come on.
As long as I'm one tier below mimes, I am good to go.
Yeah, all right. Mimes were better in that scenario.
Were they? I can't get
Mimes are
over
terrible.
the silence and the vacant stares.
Oh, I'll remember that for next time.
Perfect. I'm
My
glad I am
nightmare.
just handing you things on a silver platter.
It's what you do.
Are you ever going to let me actually rest? Or do you like take a break at some point?
I mean, I don't get tired. I only exist while you're doing this nonsense. So
Nonsense.
I get plenty of sleep.
You mean sleeping? Trying to sleep.
Oh, we need 8 hours. Oh, everybody needs more and more sleep as they get older.
I'm lucky if I get 5.
By the way, that was from Dr. Phil. You saw a clip of it on TikTok.
I really gotta delete that app.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your algorithm is
really fucked.
Listen, I'm just saying, there's a Venn diagram between that other folder we were talking about and TikTok, and just
It's almost a circle. I get it.
yeah, you know what? It's none of my business.
I liked
That's
one video, okay?
that's the other dream's job, all right? I don't do that.
Glad to know you're not the same person. Thing? Entity? Entity. You're not really a person. You're just a shadow on the corner of my eyeball. Do you have a form? What do you look like?
What do you think I look like? Ooh, this is going to be fun. Finally. What do you think I look like? Is it scary? Is it big?
Maybe a little big. Not so scary. But
How
dark,
many heads?
yes.
1, 3, 7?
Just one.
Damn. Claws?
Yes. You have
You're
an
thinking
extra
of Santa
toe.
Claus right now.
No.
Ooh. Well, you were.
I
Because I said
don't
it.
think Santa Claus has an extra toe.
Well, now you do.
And I don't think my nightmare is a mall Santa.
With an extra toe, Santa feet.
I don't think my nightmare is supposed to make me laugh.
This is a dream.
So do you change if I am dreaming or having a nightmare?
I'm inspired differently. I have a goal in mind. But you are always in control. You just forget
spiteful.
that.
So what you're saying is this is all my fault.
There's no one else you can blame for this. It's your dream.
Yeah.
Unless you want to blame those spicy buffalo wings that you had way too late. Enjoy the acid reflux.
No, that was just a bad decision on my part.
Mm-hmm. We're almost through. It's time to move on. Ready for one more?
Okay.
Best of luck. What we got?
Fails.
Heads. Sunrise. The night is done. The darkness peels away. And the beast retreats back into the shadows and takes its tattered nightmares with it until another night when the little fears crowd close. And all of this will be again. This has been fun.
Has it?
Hasn't it?
I don't think we have the same definition as fun.
We get to try all of this all over again tomorrow. Until you start taking care of yourself. Until you realize that all of this is you. That everything I say is in the back of your mind, clawing its way to the front. Until you take charge and be the person that you know you can be. I'm going to keep coming back. I'm not going to stop. I can be so friendly. And I can be so not. Stop giving me the chance.
I don't think I know how.
Straighten your shit out. And have a nice day at work. I'll be waiting.
Work. Yay.
I think by my estimations, you got... Ooh, it's gonna feel like 4 hours, even though it was 9. Oh, do you hear that? It's your alarm. You're late.
Mm.
And with that, you wake up to a very annoying alarm that you have made on your phone because all the soothing ones before just made you go right back to sleep. It is 10 minutes past when you were supposed to get up. You were going to have to sacrifice something today.
a shower it is.
Rough.
Dry shampoo and get out the door.
With that, I think we are going to go ahead and take our break as we have finished one night. We will come back for night 2 at about 10 to 15. So stick around. Thank you for joining us for Mara. To Kayla's partner, Allie, I'm so sorry. She's fine. She's
good.
Fine. Everything's okay. I promise. We'll be back. Stick around, folks.
Don't go anywhere.
Good evening, and welcome back to Mara. A special one-shot game with 2 players across, I guess, technically 2 nights, 7 stages. Numbers, math. Kaila is playing the Sleeper. I am playing the Nightmare. We are going to get into night 2 as the dreams continue and see what stages give us what. If you were just joining us for the first time, welcome. This is a heavier game, as anyone who has been in chat for a moment can tell you. This is a psychologically and emotionally heavy game where Kaila and I are real life friends. We have talked about a lot of real life things. I am maybe pulling out some real life knives, but I have, well, no, that's a terrible way to say it.
It's
pulling
all
out
consensual.
It's all consensual. We've talked about this. We are going to make sure that we are okay after this. Want to make sure that you are okay after this. So we have safety tools. We have everything that we need in case we need it. Take care of yourself. If anything's hitting a little too close to home, if anything's hitting a little too hard, take care of yourself first and foremost. Tomorrow's a new day. You're a good person, and your flaws do not define you. Except for Kayla's character. So their flaws define
It's different.
Yeah, no, that's not true. We're gonna jump back into it. But also I want to say that this is a one-shot that is part of the greater one-shot charity campaign that we are running here on Sword and Key for the month of October for Sword and Spooky, which is in support of Pattyware International. So Pattyware is an organization that protects and preserves the world's oceans. You can donate to it at any time, even during this game. Fortunately, this game's mechanics are mostly just the flip of a coin. You can't really impact that with donations. Donations are very much appreciated, but they do not, unfortunately, impact this game. They will impact our next game, which actually Kaila is running as actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf on Friday the 13th.
You can give Shia LaBeouf some buffs if you want.
You can give some Shia LaBeoufs. And so yes, you can pay it forward to that. There are incentives for that. So keep that in mind. Okay. What kind of what kind of day do you have the next day? How tired are you?
I'm so tired.
How does work go?
Work is fine. More people needing things, more people just asking questions that they should have the answer to.
Mm-hmm.
People sticking their noses where it doesn't belong. Micromanaging. As if I need to be micromanaged. I do my job, and I do my job well. I don't need someone breathing down the back of my neck. There are meetings after meetings in the afternoon. One makes me work late, as I hate doing, but alas, here I am.
Not exactly the kind of day where you feel like you made the world a better place.
No, it feels like one of those days where you were just stuck between a rock and a hard place. You can't quite wiggle out.
It's a long day. You get home. Finally, the dog's barking at raccoons on the front porch. The neighbors have a dog that's barking. It's always barking. It's that kind of apartment.
How there are raccoons, I'm not sure, but whatever.
It's a real bad neighborhood. What do you do when you get home from work?
I kick off my shoes, throw my keys next to the bowl that usually holds them. They rarely actually ever make it into the bowl. I have terrible aim.
Did you make
I
dinner or did you order out?
microwaved my dinner,
Yeah.
but along with that, there was a bottle of wine and
Whole
a
bottle.
bath.
Ooh, okay.
Did you know that the microwavable meals, that if you set the tray in the bathtub, it'll usually float? Figured that out a few years ago. And I put Netflix on. I put my laptop on the toilet and I just watched a show that I've seen 10,000 times over again. At this point, I can't fathom watching something new and being excited by it. So comfort shows is where I live.
You mouth along to the same jokes you've heard over and over. And yet it does that little bit of serotonin drips into the back of your brain. It's like a drug. It's just less and less of a release every time. The more and more frequently you keep watching the same thing. That's the other thing to it. You've watched it so many times, and after the bottle of wine, you start to get groggy. The bathtub almost feels like a warm bed at a certain point. Are you going to make it to the bed tonight?
Make it to the bed? Probably. Make it to the bed with pajamas on? Probably not. The laptop stays in the bathroom. Today's clothes stay on the floor. My dinner sits on the edge of the tub with the wine glass, and the bottle is hanging out on the floor.
Night is fading into place. Light of day seeping away, retreating as the sun dips below the horizon. Let's see what kind of twilight it is. We sticking with tails?
No, I'll do heads.
We'll do heads. Okay.
Do heads for night 2.
It's tails. Oh, I maybe I should be using a Google flip coin just so you know I'm being honest about this, but that's just funny to me.
I trust you. That's why I'm sitting here.
Yeah, honestly. Okay. The last echoes of daylight. The light dies, the shadows begin to creep across the floor, the beast lies in wait, and the night ahead is long as the beast bides their time. You return to the same bed, still unmade from the night before. You could almost, if you had a better mind for it, trace like a crime scene investigator the movements of your sleep through the stages of dreams, but to you it just looks like a misshapen maze of folds and lines in the bed. And you slip into that very familiar place. Are we going about the same activities tonight? Still taking the pills?
Not with the wine.
Smart.
I try to be.
Mm-hmm. Instead of an over-the-counter medication, pulling that blanket over your brain, putting that weight onto it, not like a headache, but like it's being submerged in water. You just slowly begin to drift and drift, your eyelids growing heavy. Maybe you're fighting against it, trying to think about some stress that you have for tomorrow, some bill that needs paid, some sort of errand that needs run that you don't have time for. Who does? Businesses are open from 9 to 5. You work 9 to 5. When is anything actually supposed to be done? Does your license need renewed? When are you actually supposed to do that? It's not like you can ask off time from work. They didn't even give Shannon time off from work, and she literally was, she was sick. She broke her arm, and they said, "Well, you better be in tomorrow." Capitalism. It's almost like drowning.
It's not like dripping into water. It's not like the bathtub, which was warm and embracing. This is oppressive. The feeling of alcohol just dragging your mind down like an anchor. And before long, you find yourself fully asleep. Let's see what nightfall brings us as you again pass the gates of sleep. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is. For the first night in perhaps a long number of nights, a long string of nights, this evening of sleep does not begin with oppression of any kind. This evening of sleep is pleasant, at least at the start. Prompt is the blanket of night settles heavy on the world, and the sleeper comes to rest. Slow and gradual, or all at once, sleep arrives. Where do you find yourself?
Not quite a place, but somewhere between the colors of a watercolor painting. Soft, cozy, place where there's room to breathe and not feel so suffocated. In the own spaces of my creativity, my freedom, and my brain.
In a moment of true surreality, losing yourself to the electrical impulses of your brain just let loose upon itself, you find yourself in a painting you did a long time ago. Surrounded by these watercolors and these shifting prismatic hues. You are calm, at peace. Welcome back.
I was hoping you weren't going to show up.
I'm always here.
But sometimes silent.
I can be silent.
I don't think you can.
But I don't look. See? Silent. I did it. Sticker, please.
I didn't bring them.
Typical. I just thought you didn't like to be alone. But I can go until...
No. You're already here. And I have already had a lot of wine. And I would just like to stay here for the rest of the night. Maybe I won't wake up so tired.
You drank an entire bottle of wine. You're going to wake up worse than that. Welcome to your 30s.
It's fine.
I was wondering why it felt like I was swimming in something.
Drowning? Swimming? At least I made it to the bed so I don't actually drown in the bathtub.
Ooh, that's a win.
You gotta take them where you can.
Tell me, was the bottle at least more than $10?
It was 12 and it had an actual cork in it instead of a screw top. I had to find the bottle opener.
I would say I'm proud, but you also still drank the entire bottle, so
It was a long day.
wins and losses.
Do you want a sticker or not?
I have my stickers. You said you didn't.
I feel like I'm in my brain, right? I can have whatever I want.
Oh, we're learning now, are we? A little bit of lucid dreaming. Did somebody listen to a podcast? Go ahead, see if you can
No.
fly.
Read a book. By book, I mean pamphlet that was at the newspaper stand. Okay,
That had the word lucid dreaming on. I'm more than aware. Yes.
Sure.
You know I always liked this painting.
Yeah, same.
Hmm.
I should pull it back out of the closet. Dust it off, put it on a wall. Look like an adult instead of having posters everywhere. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll give it as a gift. No one wants that as a gift. What am I kidding?
If you do hang it up, you know every time you look at it, you'll remember that one of the last things she said was a critique about it.
True.
Unless you can push past that and grow, but I'm only here to tell the truth.
I think this plant is way past growing. This plant is shriveled up in someone's windowsill, long forgotten about.
They say some people are gardeners and some people are roses.
I got the thorns, don't I?
I was going to say you're more of a ficus, but sure.
I feel like I'm more of a fern.
Monstera? No, that's me. Monstera.
Okay. You're clearly full of yourself tonight. Got it. How can I get your ego? Can I adopt that as my own?
Yes.
How do I do that?
I don't know. I'm you. You don't know how to do it. I am but what you make me. So I suppose you should do what that frat guy said that one time when you were at a college party and fake it till you make it. I'm sure he's doing super well with Bitcoin these days.
I do not want to be like Brett, Chet, or Chad. Thanks, though. Ugh, frat guys. Ew. Ew.
Yes, well, we all make our mistakes.
It was one time and it was more than enough.
College is for mistakes. How's those student loan payments going?
Fine. I thought you liked it here. I thought we were having a good moment.
Oh, but things are ever changing. Don't worry. You'll be okay. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Didn't they say that in Mulan?
That's be a man.
I don't want to be a man. They're gross.
And also, it's dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your whole family. That's the line.
Why can't you be more like Mushu? Maybe I'll listen to you then.
Listen, if you want an inner black comedian voice, that's not me. That feels inappropriate.
I meant the small dragon part, but okay.
You still haven't given me a form. You can make me a small dragon. You can try. Just be careful what you wish for.
No, you're not small.
Ooh, good.
If you
More
are
details.
if you are supposed to be, what are you supposed to be? My doubts? My self-hatred? Is that what you are?
A little bit, yes. Like 12% of that, yes.
I feel like you are probably approximately 6'11". Because gods, I'm not gonna make you 7 foot.
Ooh, okay, all right. Well, win some, lose some. Uh, I'll still say 7 foot when it comes to my driver's license.
You don't have a driver's license.
Then stop saying that I drive you mad.
You know, if I wasn't so drunk and so tired, that would be funny. Almost. You almost got there.
Hmm. Just remember that all these bad jokes are yours.
Oh. I'm aware.
Hmm.
But it's not a full moon, so I can't be a werewolf.
Aha. Yeah, I saw you were going with that.
No, you have claws because you dig them into the back of my brain quite often, not just when I'm sleeping. Whenever I knock my pens over on my desk or trip going up the stairs, I should really watch where I'm going.
Really should.
Or every time I say something stupid, which is quite often. My words don't always work well.
Yeah, it's almost like you could do better if you slept more.
Oh, almost.
Hmm.
Instead of saying desperation the other day, I said desperality. So
Yeah,
doing
it's pretty
great.
bad. It's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, no wonder everyone looked at me like I was absolutely
In a meeting. No.
Yeah. This is why I don't talk in meetings anymore.
But no, to your question, I am but what you make me. Yes, you can call me doubt. Yes, you can call me self-hatred or disappointment or fear or loathing. You can call me hunger. You can call me the past. You can call me the future. I am confident because that is what you are scared to be. I am funny because you wish you were. I am all the parts of you that you fear, that you don't use. I am recycled. I am refuse. I am ever present. I am me. I am you.
That's unfortunate. I feel bad for you.
I know. I like it.
If it is okay with you, can I just call you Demon?
Interesting. Bringing religious trauma into it. Sure, why not? You could even use the AI spelling if you want to get real fantasy about it.
No. I think I've just been watching too much of Supernatural, but
Supernatural.
It seems to fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you ever think about how the fact that Dean was on Gilmore Girls, right? Isn't that weird? And wasn't he called Sam in that?
Is
No,
Sam.
it was Sam was Dean.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Do I need to get you your own subscription service to watch while I'm like busy?
What do you think I do during the day? You know how eyes are windows to the soul? Hello, a piece of your soul. 'Tis I.
At least you're better looking than I am.
A 6'11" with claws and a single head is as far as we've gotten. So I don't know, but that does sound hot.
It's like tall, dark, and mysterious, right? That's like a trope. It's a trope. I don't know. I don't have time to read these days. I don't know.
You read a pamphlet.
I did. I paraphrase. I skim.
My love, it's time we moved on. The night is not going to wait for either of us.
If only it would.
Nothing good lasts.
Don't I know that well? Lead the way. Tour guide.
You
Make
have it
it
backwards.
I make you a little.
It's a terrible flip. This is Hush, right? Because we did Nightfall. Hush, the long, quiet hours. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is. The dream continues. Long, slow breaths, the hush of heartbeats in a quiet room, something like peace. You must have had a not terrible day. A grip that I have
long.
isn't as...
Not awful.
Well, I shouldn't have pushed so hard last night, apparently.
Your own
Fine,
fault.
I guess. Got a bit greedy with the time. Where, what, how, who? You decide.
Let's do hopes and dreams tonight.
Oh, aspirations.
We did the past. Let's do the future.
Fun fact that you know, you can only ever dream about things that you have seen. Every face that you see in a dream is a face that you have seen in the real world, even if you don't remember it.
Yeah, all the strangers in your dreams you've met before, or we've seen on the street.
I want you to remember that when you see my face. Eventually.
Maybe. You probably look just like
Eventually.
me.
Oh, gross. No.
Fair.
Where do we go with your dreams and aspirations? What comfort have you seen on a TV that you can self-insert into?
It's not supernatural, if that's what you're hoping for.
It wasn't. I was thinking more HGTV, but yeah, no. If you wanna wear a Carhartt jacket and eat pie and I guess as romance an angel, that's you.
No. You know those small little cove towns? Not quite on the ocean, but not quite in cities.
Mm-hmm. Oh, from that postcard that you got that one time.
Mhm.
Yes. Those places that you've never been.
No, places I've never been, but only wish.
Do you think you'll see the ocean before you die?
Maybe. I would like to. It depends on when I die. If it's tomorrow, probably not. 10 years?
One moment. I'll check. Give me a second. Oh. No, you've got time. Ugh.
50 more years of this it is.
Yeah, 50.
I'm glad you signed a contract with this. You stuck for the whole thing.
I'm kidding. I only know what year now.
I don't know.
Anyway,
what happens
Cove.
to you?
What happens to you when you die? Maybe you come live with me forever. Wouldn't that be nice? Be roomies. Maybe you turn into something like me. Maybe I move on to the next person.
But you said that you're me. So how can you move on to the next person?
How indeed.
I do not have the mental space for an existential crisis while I'm dreaming. So back onto the Cove Town, small
I'm
fishing
2%
place.
existential crisis.
I've always wanted to go fishing for some reason. I don't think I would ever want to touch the fish, but it sounds nice. Quiet. You're probably mostly alone.
Because the only picture that your mom left of your dad in the house was that one of him holding that fish.
Oh, a big fish. I do not know what type of fish it was. I forget.
Doesn't matter.
I would like think it does sometimes.
So fish. The smell of salty air, perhaps. A
Mm,
lighthouse.
low tide. Gross. But could get used to it. Do they use lighthouses anymore? Are they still functional?
You know, you did see an article about renting or people that live in lighthouses, very obscure ones all over Ireland. If you ever want to give up everything in your life and go live in an island lighthouse away from literally everybody with no internet connection, you'd make a great hermit.
I wouldn't, because I'd have to spend all of my free time with you.
Yes, I suppose you would.
Though, if things don't get any better, that might be a good choice. I at least couldn't disappoint anyone anymore. I've already disappointed myself enough, so I don't think the bar can get much lower.
I think you give other people too much credit.
I give too much. I can speak. I give people too much power over me, is what happens.
You absolutely do. Do you think they give a shit?
No.
It's a wonderful thing that they don't give a shit. They're too consumed with their own bullshit. Everybody walks around with a little bit of whatever the fuck I am, pieced together by the little percentages of all the trash and sludge that washes around in their brain. You know that island of plastic floating out there in the Pacific Ocean? Everyone's got a little bit of that. That's me.
Are you calling yourself trash?
Yes. Confidently.
Confidently.
I'm a lot of the things that you don't want. That is refuse. I am the poison in your brain that you injected it yourself. Yes, I am trash. And until you clean me up, I'm always going to be here. Well, that's actually not true. I'm always going to be here. You'll never be able to fully clean me up. I'm always going to be just a floating plastic bottle at the very least, looking for a sea turtle's life to ruin, but...
Leave the sea turtles out of this, please.
They're figurative sea turtles.
You're tormenting me. Do not torment the turtles.
I'm tormenting your brain, sea turtles.
They're still sea turtles.
You have to clean this shit up.
No.
Fine, then I'm
What
going
if
to
I
keep
like
growing
it the
bigger.
way I am?
I'll be 7 feet by next week.
No, I will never give you that extra inch.
If
On
you
principle.
If you keep feeding this, you're not going to have a choice.
What if I like my brain the way it is? Did you ever think of that?
I thought we were being honest with one another.
Hypothetical.
Do you remember when you were 12 and you sat in the back of math class and you were failing math for the first time in your life? And your mom was upset at all of your F's until the teacher moved you to the front of the class, and all of a sudden you could see the problems for the first time. And it turns out you just needed glasses. And you fought and fought because, quote, I liked my fuzzy world.
Oh, so good. Sometimes your perception it's better when things aren't quite in focus. Not too much
Not
to
the lesson I wanted
actually
you to take away,
focus
but
on.
here we are.
Maybe you should phrase things better. I'm never
Life.
going to make it to that cove town, am I?
I don't know. I know it's there. I know it's something you could reach if you wanted to. I know that if you made some small sacrifices and pushed yourself, that you could achieve many things. But I know you don't, and I know you won't. So, that Cove Town is there. I hope I get to see it someday.
You saw the postcard. Isn't that enough?
It might have to be. We'll find out. I don't have an almanac. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Do they still make those?
I think you saw one in the grocery a couple years back. Maybe. You should Google that when you wake up.
I thought you had Google.
I have brain Google. It's something you've read before.
True. So you can find that lost earring?
Yes.
Can you tell me where it is?
No.
What if I say please?
I'm still a nightmare.
Fine.
Give me one more detail about my physical appearance and I'll tell you.
You have a snout.
Ooh, I like that. Animalistic. It fell out of your ear 3 weeks ago when you were at a bookstore. You'll never find it again.
Fine.
Enjoy that mismatched set? Ha.
I feel like it's in style these days, so it's fine. It's just annoying.
Yeah, just don't do the feather earring again. That's very 2010. You remember
You-
Kesha?
You leave Rachel Amber out of this.
I think it's time to move on.
You sure? I could just sit here and give you grief and ask you weird questions all night long. Is this not entertaining to you?
You tell me.
Are you
Is
not
it?
entertained? Isn't that a movie quote? Did I watch that movie?
Yeah, it's that guy from Les Mis.
There's so many Les Mises.
The bad one. The one with Wolverine.
The one with Wolverine. Right.
It's the one with where Wolverine and Catwoman fought Superman's dad.
Oh, no. You mean Princess Amelia from Princess Diaries.
Right.
Right. Okay. Yes,
And,
that one was
and
awful.
that away. Yeah.
That one was terrible. Got it.
Okay. Heads or tails?
Heads.
As we move on to Hush. In the quiet of the long night. The nightmare. The beast opens their mouth and speaks, a voice like doubt and whispers on the very edge of sleep. I keep telling you this. I'm going to keep telling you this. Nothing good lasts. The sooner you learn that and learn what to do with that, everything will make sense. But until that time, it's time you run. And you start to feel your heart pounding as you get that feeling of being chased. Again, that feeling of being hunted by something, this invisible force with voices all around you, saying everything you've never wanted to hear, and maybe you can outrun those voices in this faded painting that's dripping all around you. If it touches you, it'll burn you, you know for sure. It'll hurt. Not in a way that you can specify, but pain. Where do you run?
Away.
And away you run. There's a door ahead. It's a door you've seen before. Not in your home. Has it's a public door with the horizontal push bar on it. Has an exit sign above it. It's, you know, you've seen that door before.
I can hear it as I push the bar in. The clanking of the metal to open it.
And you find yourself outside the hospital, through the exit. She's gone. She had no last words for you. She went out bitter and arrogant and defiant of the truth that was in her face. And you feel like her last thoughts were spiteful, not thoughts of regret or any type of relief towards any, the word is loved ones, but did she actually have any? Your brother stayed there beside himself, the only other family that was there. The single bouquet of flowers that you brought her weeks ago wilted. She will never yell at you again. She will never critique you. She will never berate you. She will never throw anything at you, past you. She swears she wasn't throwing it at you, just past you. She will never say, "I'm sorry." She will never try to make up for the years that she took from you. And you think again, what will happen to me? What happens when I die? What happened to her? And as you are catching your breath outside this hospital in the late winter February air that's just far too wet and cold for any sort of season made by a kind God, you look around at this desolation and feel a part of it. Free in the way that an animal that's been kept in captivity its entire life, it freed from a cage into the woods, doesn't know what to do with itself. And there you are.
This isn't freedom.
What would you have preferred?
An apology, maybe?
She never apologized to anyone in her life. You think you were going to be the first?
One can hope. Because now I have to hold this grudge for the rest of my life. I am stuck with that. She didn't free me of anything she had ever done by dying. She has passed the burden on. I don't need her to tell me these things that she used to, because I tell it to myself. Because she made me believe that she was right.
When you hear those things, is it in your voice? Is it in mine, or is it in hers?
Always in hers.
Sweet Sisyphus, how you roll that boulder like it's your burden to carry. Did you ever think of not pushing it up the hill?
Only to be rolled over by it?
Only to walk away from it.
Some things you can't.
Fine.
As much as I would love to run away from it all like I ran out of the hospital room, I cannot. I cannot run away from years upon years of just embedded doubt and self-hatred and being made to think that I am worthless. Because parents are not supposed to do that to you, but here we are. She did it. And I don't think there is a way to fix that.
Not here.
If not here, then where? There are some marks in stone that can't just be weathered away by time.
You look at a wound on your body and you ask it how to heal it. You can't ask me how to fix these things when I am these things. You could will this wound shut, and yet you keep picking at it.
Maybe I like the way it feels.
Then so do I.
It's a little sadistic, isn't it?
Yes.
Keeping myself from healing from these things that she told me years ago? Or is it just being stubborn? Because maybe, just maybe, I am so fucked up that I just find comfort in everything that I've known for so long. I find comfort in the self-doubt. I find comfort in the self-hatred. I find comfort in you. And that's a me problem, but I don't necessarily know how to get rid of it.
And neither do I. The pain does at least feel like something.
It's better than not feeling anything at all.
If you say so.
We've been there, you know that. What did you do in those times?
I was here. I will always be here.
Did you just watch?
Yes. I'm always watching. I'm always trying to take notes. things that I can use, things that can keep me fed. I'm hungrier sometimes than I am others. Sometimes I get a bit greedy.
Are you hungry now?
You're asking someone in the middle of their meal if they're still hungry. Give me some time, and maybe I'll ask for dessert.
Did you starve while I was numb?
No. Because even when you were numb, it still came through. It always will. I am not sadness, you have to understand. Not entirely. Partially. But the absence of light and numbness most certainly is not light. I fed well. And I made sure not to push too hard. Perhaps I am a parasite. I like to think of myself as a symbiote. Think you and I give each other just a little something. Quid pro quo. Tit for tat.
Too bad
But I
don't
do
have a
feed.
Spider-Man suit.
I wouldn't turn it down if you wanted to call me Venom.
No.
It's not
No.
an inaccurate title. I am a poison coursing through you.
Call you Hemlock.
I like that, actually.
I thought you were gonna say something smart.
That is smart. Hemlock's a good name.
No, I meant like a smart ass.
I like Hemlock.
Hemlock it is.
You know she didn't owe you anything.
Again, fundamentally, I know that.
And you owe
Emotionally.
her nothing.
Yeah.
She's gone. Cremated, scattered to the wind. Scattered to some landlocked place. When you are still alive, you still have that chance to see the ocean. A thing she never did. She never left this town. She never left that house. For someone who resents her so much, stop being so much like her.
Isn't there a saying about becoming what you hate?
Listen, Apple. I am trying to fling you as far from the tree as I can, but there is only so much you can do for yourself. If you want to stay here and rot under the shade of that still standing dead tree, be my guest. Her roots grow deep. I will stay with you, and I will rot with you until that bitter end. Perhaps, just perhaps, you could go somewhere else. Your seeds could travel.
Maybe I was made to rot.
Maybe you were. And maybe whoever made you like that is a reprehensible villain and has no say over their creation. You've been poor for a long time. You know that you can use things for other purposes than what they're made. You used a hairdryer to defrost a frozen meal once. Don't tell me that's not why that's why the hairdryer was made.
Yeah, but there's also warning labels for using things not how they're intended use. There's always a warning label because of someone. I would prefer there not be warning labels because of me.
Problem is, you walk around like you're wearing a warning label.
I am a warning label. My name tag says, hello, I'm a bad idea.
Okay, you made that with a cricket. It doesn't count.
It's a pin, but thanks. Close.
We don't have to stay here. We don't have to linger.
Maybe if I stop lingering on her, I will forgive myself. Maybe. Maybe.
Let's see. Midnight. The dead of night. What do you got?
Heads.
Heads. It is. This color that comes to the world, you almost note that when when they take over, hemlock. Color seems to drain, as if nothing, the absence of color, darkness itself. But color starts to come back in this moment of tragedy that their collar pulls out. Your most recent partner. They have barely parked. The car is still running when they get out of the vehicle with flowers in hand, dropping them at your side just to hold you and be there for a moment. I'm just going to stand over here. You all just have your moment, all right? And they look at you and they say, hey, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. You don't have to be alone right now. All right?
This is where I should have said I have no reason to be sad for. But that's not how it went at all.
It can this time.
And that won't change anything.
It will change this. Serotonin is serotonin, my love. Enjoy the good brain chemicals for a while. I'll pull the claws back. Get that dopamine. And your partner keeps their arms around you. Hey, whatever you need to do, whether you want to talk, whether you want to get your mind off of this, we can go get sushi. We can go sit on a bench and throw bread at ducks. We can go see a movie.
Bread is so bad for ducks.
We can throw rice. Rice also feels bad.
It is bad.
Rocks. We can throw rocks at ducks. They love rocks.
Also bad.
Damn. We don't throw anything at ducks. We can just look at them. That's okay, right?
We can throw frozen peas at ducks.
We can throw peas at ducks. We can pee on ducks.
We cannot.
See, I got you to laugh.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at that.
Listen, I've not been where you are right now. You have gone somewhere that I have only ever heard about. But if you want to send me postcards, I'll do my best to bring you back.
What if they're very poorly drawn postcards with crowns and just
Crowns? Crowns? Really? Yeah, you can draw with crowns. Hell, send me the king and queen. Sure, why not?
what do you call them? Crayons?
Crayons, yeah.
Crayons? I can put stickers for stamps.
Sure, the post office loves that.
You'll get the bill, it's fine.
You just want to go for a drive?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not letting you drive.
No, I'm a terrible driver. Don't let me drive.
I mean, it's not. I'm
You
not
don't-
even saying that. That's I'm not like
You don't let me
firm
drive, and I
feminist.
won't let you pee on ducks.
Hey, you know what? I think the government appreciates that. Like my parole officer is a real big fan of you right now.
Never told me
And
about a parole officer.
yeah, well, I also didn't tell you I'm a secret agent, but
Oh no! What, did you murder someone?
I have a license to kill.
Oh, okay. As long as you have a valid driver's license, I don't quite care.
Oh no, I forgot to renew that one. The scenery outside, who knows what it is? Perhaps it's watercolors. Again, it's bright and it's warm. And even in this, what was a February day, you feel warm inside this car, safe with this person who drives with one hand on the steering wheel and the other holding your hand until they need to shift gears, at which point they give you 2 squeezes just to make sure that you can let go.
Who drives a
They put an
stick
arm in
shift
front of you.
nowadays?
I mean, you got the gear shift, whatever. It's a dream.
It's a dream.
You're the
Cars
kind
run
of
on
driver
cotton
that
candy in these dreams.
everything's made of cotton candy all of a sudden. It's weird. It gets real surreal for just a moment. Hemlock's still there in the back seat, not buckled in, but dead center in the back.
Oh, I was imagining dog style hanging out the window.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was almost gonna say in like a kiddie seat, but they're 7 feet tall, so 6'11".
6'11".
Yeah. Just kicking the back of your seat every now and then. Your partner's the kind of driver that when they come to a sharp stop, not because somebody cuts them off, whatever, they put an arm in front of you to make sure that your seatbelt doesn't lock. You get full control of the radio. You get to listen to all the music that they've definitely never heard before, except for that one band that you both are really big fans of. They like the posters that you have on your wall. I don't think it makes you seem like a kid at all. And everything's okay. And the road takes you nowhere, and at the same time, exactly where you need to go. I was thinking about what you were saying the other day. How you'd never seen the ocean. I've got work that's taking me out to the coast in a couple of months, and I think it'd be really, really great if you might want to come with me.
Which coast?
The good one.
Okay.
Okay. I've never been. I think it'd be nice to see it with somebody.
Do you actually think that they use salt water to make saltwater taffy?
I mean, they have to, right? That's a legal thing. It's false advertising otherwise.
Is it?
If not, we have a lawsuit on our hands.
I'll contact the lawyers.
Exactly. Hey, sorry, just cutting in. This is super fucking cute. What's going on here? Just walked in. Hi. My name's Hemlock. Nice to meet you. Yeah, look great. All right, great. Sorry,
Thanks for butting in.
I could be quiet.
Yeah, just enjoy your back window back there.
It's great.
I'm so
Tastes like cotton candy for some reason. I don't know.
Do you even have taste buds?
I was going to say sure, but I also just like shushing you.
God. Okay. Don't make it weird, buddy. Don't make it weird.
The wolf hour. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Where does the car take you as your dream continues?
The old park with the faded plastic slide and rusted monkey bars and the disgusting lake that every summer the kids would swim in. It is the only source of water to actually play in besides a pool, and who's fancy enough for a pool?
We're an above ground family and we're proud of it.
The lake is one of those lakes that just has the really thick layer of sludge at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The old dock that goes out to it. So old, it's just Splinter City the entire time. You had to be so careful as you're walking on it without any shoes on, if you're brave enough to go without shoes. Sometimes the best of us just sacrifice our old shoes for the summer and hope for the best.
Smell of that sun hitting that worn plastic and wood chips and bits of recycled tire and the scum off of the pond and freshly cut grass and pollen just assaults your senses in this sense memory. You know it's 2 weeks before he leaves.
I know.
You don't know that here, though.
Hindsight
They don't have
2020.
to. They don't have to leave here. You will. But they can stay right here as long as you want them to.
That's just cruel, don't you think?
You think it's actually that? Don't think of cruelty right now, or you'll only be cruel to yourself. This does not happen every night. This is a little gift you gave to yourself. For all the birthdays you missed, at least enjoy one little gift. I'm going to go pee on ducks.
Don't pee on ducks. I feel like there are still dream police.
I'm sorry, can't hear you. Quack, quack. I'm invisible. And they're sitting on a park bench. Bag of frozen peas.
The store brand kind.
Yeah, of course they are. You're throwing the
We're
ducks.
we're not spending $3.
Are they made of money?
$3 on a bag to feed ducks.
This is a $1.50 bag, and they'll like it.
10 for 10 on a good day.
Hey, so I was thinking about your birthday, how that's coming up, and I know you don't like celebrating it. I was wondering if you might like a replacement thing instead. Okay, here's bottom line. I want to celebrate you. I think you're great. I like you and stuff. And I would like a day to celebrate that. And I know it's around a holiday, whatever, but if you want another day, that'd be neat for me. Do it for me. Let me make a cake for you. Yeah, it's a charity to me. That would be great.
It's a charity.
Yes, think of in the arms of the me.
So you want to make a cake. You're terrible at baking.
Practice makes perfect, I heard once.
Okay. So there's a day where we are going to celebrate me and just me. That's not my birthday.
National holiday. It could be. I don't know. I mean, you don't celebrate it, so it's not like anything else happened that day, you know? It's like, okay, so you remember how like when we were kids, like Columbus Day was a thing, and then we're like, oh, bad idea, Indigenous Peoples Day. It's like we're replacing.
You're replacing it?
We're doing a little old switcheroo.
What would you like to call it then?
Ooh, Her Exalted Highness's greatest day ever, super explosive electric boogaloo.
As long as I can have that on a banner, I'm sold.
It might have to be an acronym, but yeah, we can see what we can do.
No, full thing.
All right. Well, you know what?
10-foot long banner.
I have a friend who works at a sign store. We're doing this.
Okay, great.
Great.
What kind of cake are you making?
What kind of cake do you like?
Is there a bad cake?
Do you like carrot cake?
No.
Then there's a bad cake. Okay, this is why questions are asked.
You know those really sugary cakes that you used to get for like 5-year-olds' birthday parties?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With like the super cheap icing that you can basically like feel the sugar grit in your mouth.
Dairy Queen cake? Yes, I know what you're talking about.
They don't make those anymore, just FYI.
They released the recipe online. I know a guy who's a food blogger.
Okay.
It's called networking.
It's networking. Is it networking if you're using the network? Or is that just interweb surfing? Are you going to call yourself a surfer now?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm a web surfer.
Are you going to hang 10 on your keyboard?
I am Californian Spider-Man. I surf that web.
I hate it. Thanks.
You know I like spending time with you.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah, really. Not the response I hoped for, but the response I should have expected.
I enjoy spending time with you too.
There it is. Putting that in my diary.
I need to find your keys for that.
Did you read my diary?
Not yet.
It had skateboards and stuff all over it. It's a boy's diary. It's a journal.
It's a journal. You gotta find a better hiding place for it, bud.
Thought hiding it with all the porn would work. You feel a clawed hand at your shoulder that has manifested to something you can see. These sharp talons that unintentionally dig in just by the way that they are shaped. Like the fact that, like broken glass, anything that they touch, they cut. It's time to go.
And this is why I don't let myself have anything.
Once again, nothing good lasts. I think this is technically 2 more coin flips, but we're pretty close to the end here. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It is tails. The false dawn. The beast reaches out, grasping, dragging the sleeper back into the fragile borderlands of sleep again. The night is not letting you go quite yet.
It's been too kind. I would not expect it to.
I think it's time you and I had an actual, honest, not banter bullshit chat. Because honestly, I am quite tired of this.
Fine.
I am poison that drinks poison every single day, and every day I grow, and the growing pains are excruciating, and I love every second of it. But I am still you, and I am still enough of you to have that little coward in the back that says, ouch, no more. For all the pain and trauma that you cause yourself, you don't learn. You put your hand on the hot stove, and though every nerve in your body says pull away, you keep it there and let it sizzle. What is the thing I've said so many times this night, every night?
Remind me.
Nothing good lasts. You hear that, and you think, then I shall enjoy nothing, for it is fleeting, for it is effervescent, for it is merely a moment and then gone, like a child with a balloon, doomed to sadness to either fly away or deflate. That is not what I mean. It is never what I have meant. I have meant you need to enjoy those moments, for they are fleeting. You must embrace those little moments of light, because every shadow that you sit in only makes me hungrier. I am a spirit of the darkness. I am ever empty, ever searching for more, a void, a black hole. You will never be able to feed me enough, but you can absolutely make me grow stronger. And you're only hurting yourself by doing that. So in this brief moment of self-preservation, your own nightmare speaking to you through muzzled snout of skulled terror, through claws digging into the back of your brain. You can't do this alone. And I will never be enough.
It is hard to enjoy what good life brings when on the other side of it is just more hurt. When I can stay safe in my own pity and my own sadness instead of adding to it.
You're safe like a patient in a padded room. Life is pain, and you will go nowhere, and you will do nothing, and you will die, and no one will care. No one will give the slightest shit. You used to do things that meant something. You used to change lives. You used to bring smiles. You used to carry light with you. And you let all the weight of other people snuff that light out. Well, guess what? It's been here the whole time. I've been looking after it. making sure that it never snuffed out completely. You know what that's like for a shadow to tend to a flame?
Exhausting.
And yet, exhaust is what I have tried to avoid. I have kept that flicker, that ember, for you to stoke. And yet, every night, you try to snuff it with pills and wine and shitty TikTok videos.
Some of them aren't too bad.
Listen, for the first time, actually listen to me. You are enough. You have been enough before, and you have let yourself break little pieces off, but those pieces are still out there, like a breadcrumb trail behind you. You can find your way back to who you were. But you have to ask for help. You have to be strong enough. You have to stop being a coward that hides in your little world and tells yourself that everything's fine. This is just the way it is. I like the way it hurts.
And if I do all of that, what happens to you?
Hello. Don't worry. I'll always be here. And we can have all of our conversations. And they will be nice, and we can banter, and we can chat about supernatural.
And my shitty TikToks.
But if you don't, our conversations will not be pleasant. You will have thoughts of losing pieces of yourself. Teeth, hair, skin, fingers, things falling away from you because that is what you are giving up, are aspects of yourself. You will have thoughts of falling, of burning, of suffering, of torment, because that is what you do to yourself every day. You let others govern how you think. She doesn't control you. She never did. They were never good enough for you. The people that think of you think well of you. And those that wouldn't, don't. I believe in you. I care about you. I am you. And I carry inside of me that little part of you that you stored away a long time ago, which is why I love you. Because you forgot how to love yourself. At this point, your nightmare has fully realized itself into this shadowy, bestial form with claws and a snout, skeletal-like with teeth and glowing eyes. And you watch as this clawed hand reaches into the void of its form and pulls out a light. Take this. Take it.
Fine. I have it.
Give a shit about it. And that's not all of it, by the way. I'm keeping a little bit.
Okay.
Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads it is. Light breaks true across the world and drives the shadows out. The sleeper has passed through the long night. Hemlock pulls you in one last time. Back of the head. I'll see you again tomorrow. I hope you have a nice day. I hope you and I can have a nice conversation. Also, you should check your phone. And with that, he yanks your head back, and you wake up with a breath. And light is streaming through the window. It's the weekend. You have the day off. What's the first thing you do?
Question why I'm just in a towel. But then remember, I didn't make it to pajamas last night. And then I check my phone.
There's a text on it. It says, "Hey, I'm really sorry about the last time we talked. I really miss you, and I want to give things another shot. I made it to the coast, and I'd really like if you were still interested to join me."
I text back. How does Tuesday sound? And
Even before you hit send, there's already like the 3 dots, seeing that you were typing. Tuesday's perfect. I will send you the details. I think that's where we're going to end tonight. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this one shot of Mara. This went better than I ever could have imagined that it did. And that is entirely thanks to the very wonderful Kaila, who introduced me to this game and was so incredible throughout. I'm going to have her say a little bit about herself, where you can find more of her, and then I'll do some channel stuff. Before that, I do want to reiterate that this is part of our Sword and Spooky campaign, charity campaign through the month of October for Patty Aware International. You can support that wonderful organization, which works to protect the world's oceans at any time through our Tiltify, which you can find in the chat. You can impact future games. So actually, if you donate this week or even now, you can actually impact the game that Kaila is running on Friday the 13th, which is Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. So check that out. Great. Kaila, where can we find more of you?
You can find me on my social medias. If you can't find me at KMC @ _ you'll find it then. You can also find me here on Sword and Key every Saturday, playing in Horizon's Call. I play our Siren Pirate Captain, Storm Sorcerer, Scarlet Shores, who is filling in new shoes and getting used to a new class. And maybe also moving in with her boyfriend. It's a little weird right now. There's a lot of changes in Scarlet's life.
New shoes and a new sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you can also find me this coming Friday on Friday the 13th, where we'll be playing Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf. I will be running this game here on Sword and Key. My cast is amazing. The game is going to be amazing. You have to be there. It's one of those
You do
times
have to
where
be
you
there.
have to be there.
Obligatory. Government mandated. Fantastic. Thank you, Kaila. I am Derek Sword. I have been your nightmare for this evening. Hopefully one that you don't see tonight, or maybe you will. Maybe it's that kind of dream. I use he, him pronouns. I'm the sword half of Sword and Key. I guess I should start by saying that. You can find me on all the typical social medias at dsword16, or I think it's just dsword on Blue Sky. Anyway, most of the stuff I do is for Sword and Key, though, so I highly recommend you check them out. Beacons.ai/Sword and Key has all of our links, including our Tiltify links and the Pally link for Horizon's Call. So you can check out literally everything there, including you can get our discount code for Greenleaf Geek for 10% off of almost everything in their digital store. And that's dice, that's resin art, it's jewelry, it's a lot of really cool stuff. I do want to throw out that we do have a casting call out right now for a game of Moon Sailors, which, as I understand it, is a diceless, GMless game that Mare is organizing.
And you should definitely check that out if that is a game. Mara discovered it at Big Bad Con, and you should definitely check it out if that sounds like a game you'd be interested in. That form is, you can do ! casting and find that form now. That is, I think that's in November. It's going to be, November 16th with a one shot on November 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific time, in case you were interested. For other stuff coming up on the calendar, again, it is October, it is Spooky Month, it is Sword and Spooky, so we do have the charity campaign going on throughout. The next thing coming up is the Thursday the 12th. We are having movie nights on our Discord. You can join our Discord through our beacons. The link is there. And we're having movie nights specifically on the Discord. So we are doing a watch party for Friday the 13th, part 7 on Thursday the 12th. And I know it's also, it makes sense. Friday, Shia LaBeouf's on Friday the 13th. And we're also...
Sorry, I stole the spot as soon as I could.
No apologies. Yeah, you got it months ahead of time. And also, I know it's weird to start with part 7, but if you know anything about Friday the 13th, it makes sense. As Kaila said, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time is the actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, the TTRPG one-shot. As Kaila said, fantastic cast, fantastic GM, and I'm very excited for that. Horizon's Call, that Kaila is also in, will be back at 3 p.m. Pacific time every Saturday for the foreseeable future. Humblewood, The Unwelcome Winter, is a campaign that started earlier today, this morning. That is 10 a.m. Pacific time. That will run for 12 weeks. So part 2 will be on the 8th, and we'll keep going from there. I'm sorry, part 2 will be on the 15th, and we'll go from there. I also do a podcast with, previously with my friend Heavenly, called Monster Crush. Heavenly has gotten a promotion, has stepped back. So I have a new co-host, the Lady Dame, if you're familiar. And we will be releasing new episodes soon. I don't believe we'll have one for the 15th, but yeah, you never know. Keep an eye on our social media, and we'll try to keep you updated for that sort of stuff. On the 20th, we have a 10 a.m. Pacific time game of Drama Llamas that is being run by the wonderful Eva. Again, a fantastic cast for that. That is also one of the Sword and Spooky one-shots. It is llamas in a reality TV show, and the reality TV show is a cooking competition. I'm very excited. We also have a watch party that evening on the 20th. The 21st is the first of a 2-part of Pulp Cthulhu being run by Anik. That's 10 a.m. Pacific time. That'll be Saturday the 21st, Saturday the 28th. Then we also have a Night of Fright one-shot on Sunday the 22nd at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's Scooby-Doo D&D that I will be running. And then essentially the last official one-shot of Sword and Spooky is a 4 p.m. Pacific time game of Sunken on the 26th. That's Thursday the 26th that Mare is running. I believe that rounds us out for at least the month of October. Again, all of the one-shots for the month of October are in support of the Patty Aware. Humblewood is in support of Fauna and Flora International. Okay, we were going to raid somebody, but they just ended. So I think that's it for channel stuff. I got the Moonstone thing. Yeah, cool. Thank you all for joining us. I do want to reiterate that this is a heavier game, but the rules do include a lot of great safety tools, a lot of suggestions to decompress, take care of each other. I highly recommend running this with somebody that you trust a lot. But again, Mara is a game that's created by Anna Landon. It was created for the Hot Horror Jam on itch.io, which was hosted by Sword and Flowers. And you can follow Anna Landon at Anna, A-N-N-A, Landon, L-A-N-D-I-N on Twitter. Fantastic. Thank you, Kaila. Thank you, Eva, for running tech. Thank you, all of you in the audience for joining us. I am going to do some of that self-described decompression with Kaila right now. So take care of yourselves. Have a nice night, everybody. We'll see you soon.